greatest trophy in sports, the Stanley Cup.
What a year for the expansion Vegas Golden Knights. To even be here is seemingly unfathomable at the beginning of the season.
The misfits, castaways, bring them on this team. There's not a whole lot of them left.
They bring new guys in. All these guys get this kind of edge to them, a little chip on their shoulder there.
It fits the identity. Seeing the depth of this Vegas Golden Knights team.
Florida Panthers!
A chance to win it literally in the final second. Matthew Tkachuk wins it in overtime. And the Panthers have eliminated the Boston Bruins. Winner! Series clincher!
This is a team whose season was on the brink.
Jack Eichel, who continues to shine in his first ever playoff appearance.
Marchessault, score! It's a natural
When the
hat-trick.
stakes are the highest, it's number 19.
We're not worthy.
Just drags his team to fight. Currently, right now, the best American-born player going.
Scores! Oh, good. It's Mark Stone Bennett in playoff. What a stop by Bob.
8-0 was terrific.
A clinic being put on by Vegas.
Take care of the details here. Tkachuk in first shot. He scores! The Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup. Can you believe it?
The Rats are feasting in Miami.
The Golden Knights have their golden ticket to the Stanley Cup final.
The best time of our lives.
Getting their first chance, and who knows, maybe their only chance to win the Stanley Cup.
Hockey Night in Canada and the NHL on Sportsnet present the Stanley Cup Final.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
He's got a step. He's in. Scores.
Absolutely amazing.
The Cup will be in the building. Vegas on the cusp of history. 1 win away.
Panthers have been in this position before.
You're really close to the ultimate goal.
A little more nerves when you know the Cup's in the building. A little more going on.
You're not a great player until you put your name on the Stanley Cup.
Here comes Stevenson will score! First save succeed, try again. Stevenson has his second goal.
The Aiden Hill story continues to grow.
Right now they're a juggernaut.
Florida is sacrificing everything to get their name on the Stanley Cup.
Fighting back, you're a desperate team and we're dangerous. We just gotta keep pushing.
And then the Cats. We've seen them come back before.
Yeah, just go out there, win one game, and force them to come back to Florida.
The big boys need to step up.
Closing a series, it's the hardest thing to do there. Our best game is yet to come.
We've been in this position before. It all comes down to one moment at a time.
That's what it takes to get your name on the Stanley Cup. They want their names on there so badly.
It's 1 win away from, a lot of dreams for a lot of guys.
Drop the hammer. I'm ready.
The NHL Awards, June 26th on Sportsnet. Hockey Night in Canada and the NHL on Sportsnet present the Stanley Cup Final.
Good pace. Are you serious? Oh, my goodness! Glorious and free! It's one of the greatest moments in Canadian sports history.
I think my initial reaction was shock that the ball actually went in the hole. It's one of the craziest atmospheres I've ever been a part of. It was just an insanely cool moment that I'll never forget. The Stanley Cup will be in the Fortress tonight. The atmosphere will be electric. The sound of the crowd cheering you on is nothing you've experienced before. The size of the prize might be different, but the trophy photo will last forever. I know you all think hockey is a physical sport, but it's nothing compared to golf.
Security just tackled Adam Hadwin, by the way.
I've been in the same situation as the Panthers, being down and fighting my way to contention.
He was so far behind after Thursday's round, it looked like he wouldn't make the cut. Now he leads by 2.
Can the Panthers claw back, or the Golden Knights make history and hoist the cup?
The Vegas Golden Knights within 1 win of a Stanley Cup.
This is the RBC Canadian Open champ, Nick Taylor. It's Game 5, Florida, Vegas, on Hockey Night in Canada.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
He's got a step. He's in. Scores!
Absolutely amazing.
This is the RBC Canadian Open champ, Nick Taylor. And you're watching Hockey Night in Canada. I mean, it was unbelievable, Nick, to see you perform on the weekend. The putt, of course, but to see Lawrence Applebaum, the head of Golf Canada, to see Mike Weir play so well, give great interviews, support you. Adam Hadwin on the run to spray you with the champagne. It was just a miracle to see that performance. Ledgeview Golf Club. Nick and Adam's home course in Abbotsford. Ray Stewart played out of there. James Love, a lot of great golfers. 6,200 yards. That's it. It's like a tiny little backyard rink story. It's truly unbelievable. So thank you, Nick. And by the way, Matthew Tkachuk's a no-go if you haven't heard. We'll expand on that theme for Florida. But not only Nick on Sunday night, last night at the basketball, it happens all again. Denver Nuggets win the Larry O'Brien Trophy, and Jamal Murray of Kitchener, Ontario, played a lot at Orangeville, Ontario, has an absolutely over-the-top playoffs. He was great in the season, but he ramped it up, and this is the Joker, Jokic, sending him in the hot hands into the pool after the win. Jamal, you were equally incredible. We can't keep up. We'll have to get you to do the next opening if there is one. But like Hadwin, you held on to the champagne. And, yeah, just congratulations to Nick Taylor and to Jamal Murray. And what do we do for an encore with Game 5?
Hadwin and Taylor had actually played full contact on the green in their course growing up. Yeah. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, true story.
You know, the fact that they were able to do it on the biggest, most famous stages is what's impressive. And that's kind of Kyle Bukoskis where we're going with you here, because we've got a place that's a fixture on the Strip. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records for its 1,200 fountains. Let's send it to Kyle Bukoskis. Kyle.
Well, Ron, we are floating on 22 million gallons of water out front of the Bellagio that celebrates its 25th anniversary in October. The original price tag for building this hotel and the fountains back in the 90s was $1.6 billion, one of the most expensive ever at the time, but clearly they had a vision. As you know, in this city, it is all about the performance, whether it's water and music and lights all working in perfect harmony. Jonathan Marchessault and his 13 goals in the last 14 games, or Aiden Hill going from the understudy to a starring role and picking up 10 wins along the way. Panic at the Disco performed High Hopes just behind us here the day that the Washington Capitals first hoisted our chief steward back in 2018. The Panthers have high hopes for bringing this back to Florida. There have been high hopes around the Golden Knights since their first game as a franchise, but they have never been higher than they are right now. The Cup is on its way to the building, but it will take a grand performance to get your hands on it and to get your name on it. Ron.
That was one of those performances. Kyle, you are incredible. David Amber, Elliot Friedman, to you.
Yeah, how do we top that? What an opening by Kyle out at Bellagio, where we've left some money in the last few days. But anyways, Elliot, no Matthew Tkachuk is the big storyline there. How do they cope without their leader?
Well, first of all, you can only imagine what the injury must be that Matthew Tkachuk isn't playing. They had his sticks on the rack with the team, so we were wondering if he would take warm-up just in support of the teammates. He wasn't able to do that. I mean, you can only think about what it is that is keeping him out of the lineup tonight. The way he finished in the middle of that scrum in game number 4, I didn't think there's any chance he wouldn't play. But here we are.
Meanwhile, the other big storyline, we all know it's well documented, 30 years without a Canadian team winning a Stanley Cup championship. However, all credit has to go to George McPhee, Kelly McCrimmon. They've assembled something very close to resembling a Canadian championship team.
It's really interesting. You take a look at this Vegas lineup. There's only one of their draft picks who is on the roster. That's unheard of. Like this hand right here, this is why Dave's lost so much money this week, because he goes all in with this kind of 5-card hand. But one entry draft player on the roster, you don't see that ever. But what they do like is they like Canadians. Kelly McCrimmon, of course, has a big history in the Western Hockey League. You take a look at where the players come from. A good chunk of that group comes from British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and of course Manitoba, including the captain, Mark Stone. Then there's the 5 members from Ontario, including Amadio picked up on waivers, Pietrangelo, the free agent signing, and 3 more for Quebec. And I know there's people out there that when the Canadian teams go down, they root for the team that has the most Canadians remaining. And this year, that's Vegas.
Yeah, 18 Canadians, more than any other NHL team. It's worth noting, by the way, if Vegas wins the Cup tonight, they'll have won it in their first 6 years. The last team to win a Stanley Cup in their first 6 years of existence, the 1984 Edmonton Oilers, Ron.
We'll want you to know. Wayne will want you to know. Did it in 5, right, Wayne? All right, the 4th win in the final, the 16th win, the tough one, Kevin.
It is. Take my word for it, right? You know, there's the first round, second round, third round, but when you get to win number 15, you look at it, usually takes 1 or 2 tries, because that one game, I don't care who you are, I don't care your mental toughness, your ability to separate yourself from the game. You go home and you start thinking about things like the parade. You start thinking about your journey, what it took to get there. What's the order that we're going to pass the cup around? All these things creep in your mind. So as you can imagine, there's tons of distractions. So everything's pointing at Vegas. They should win this game. They are the better team. They're the deeper team. But, I mean, it's the 16th win, guys.
It is, and it's tough to get. And we do know, if we think about the Florida Panthers, their lineup is going to look different tonight with Tkachuk out. And as Elliot mentioned, they had Tkachuk out late in the game in key situations. They pulled Bobrovsky. They had a power play the last 18 seconds, but he's not in tonight. And we believe they are going to rely so heavily on these top 6. And if you look at 2 guys who did impress in Game 4, it was Lundell and Barkov. And they played together and showed some very strong chemistry. Lundell, a young player, only 21 years old, but showed some great strength on the puck, some good speed through the neutral zone. He had a nice assist, a nice touch pass on the Barkov goal in Game 4. So here's a guy, Lundell wasn't out in those key situations late in the game in Game 4, but he is a player who could play that role and sort of proved himself that he could be relied on more heavily here in Game 5.
And I'm going to focus on the play of Aiden Hill, but not for the reasons you might think. Not about stopping pucks. I love his attitude. He has tons of swagger out there, and he is feisty in this series. You look at, he never backs down from anybody. I love this one. I know, Kevin, you were surprised he got away with this last slash. You're going to see it right into the midsection of Tkachuk right there, but he does not back down from anybody. I like it. He's combative in the net. You know, for me, the impressive thing is he can do it in game and not lose focus. That's hard to do. Then we remember the end of Game 4 when he went after it. And this is a guy that is very impressive. He's got tons of swagger. We'll see if he can contain himself in tonight's game with all that adrenaline flowing through his body.
Really good, you 3. You'll have about 60 seconds of final thoughts on the other side of the break, or it might be 3 minutes of final. It depends if Kyle makes it back from the Bellagio and that fantastic appearance in the fountains. Hockey night in Canada, the Stanley Cup Final. Game 5 to stay alive for the Florida Panthers coming up. Back outside the Fortress as we get set for Game 5. The original Misfits line of Smith, Carlson, and Marchessault will start for Bruce Cassidy as Vegas tries to win. And you know, Jonathan Marchessault in 2018 was hit by Tom Wilson and knocked out, and that hit really flipped the series, much the way it's beginning to feel like the Keegan Colasar hit on Matthew Tkachuk. Although Luster, Ryan, and Kelly not starting was also monumental. Jen, your thoughts first on final comments.
Just the excitement. We felt the energy in Vegas, certainly in the building tonight. And if you play for the Golden Knights, you know what's at stake. There is the potential that you can hoist the cup tonight. If I compare to games we played for an Olympic gold medal, you knew you could have a medal placed around your necks, but you had to narrow your focus. What were the details, the specifics in your game that could help you to accomplish that goal? The Golden Knights, they could rely on Stone and Stevenson. They've had great leadership and speed from those two, coming off 2 points each from the last game.
And, you know, you think of Vegas, and they're in the hallway. They have all this adrenaline flowing through them. It's a good thing they're still there and not in the bowl where we are, because this is really hard to contain yourself. I mean, I'm feeling the energy. I'm all fired up. And the one thing that Vegas has to guard against is having a little bit too much energy, enthusiasm, maybe taking a couple of bad penalties because of it. I don't expect that to happen. They've been disciplined so far, but you never know with this crowd.
And the Panthers are fighting for their existence. 0 for 12 cannot be the number they end this series with on the power play. The Golden Knights fighting for their legacy. There's the nerves, there's the anxiety of the big game. But 5 o'clock local start helps. They left their house about 1:30 to drive to the rink. Not a whole lot of time to sit around and think. So this building and this city is ready for a celebration.
You're so right, Kevin. 5 o'clock somewhere, that ought to be Miami's, but it's definitely Vegas's tonight. Next voice you hear, I'm happy to report, will be Kyle's. Enjoy.
For one of the biggest parties in the city's history, but the Panthers have made a habit this spring of spoiling the party. When Paul Maurice spent time away from the game, he did a lot of reading about resilience. He learned about the 5 core traits. Community. This team has stuck together through it all. Perspective. Well aware of how special this position still is for them. Acceptance. No choice but to go out and get a win without Matthew Tkachuk tonight. Hope. Maurice saying that he's been tugging on the heartstrings more and more the last few days. And of course, humor. The coach's daily press conference is a reminder that that hasn't gone anywhere either. It is Game 5 from Las Vegas in the Strip. How resilient can one possibly be?
Please rise and remove your caps for the national anthem. Signed tonight by Las Vegas resident and deaf performer with PXP, Tim Smalley. And performed tonight by Golden Pipes, Carnell Johnson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through that our flag was still there. Oh, said Star-Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Tim Smalley. And thank you, Carnell Johnson. Vegas, Game 5 starts right now. On your feet, towels in the air. Nobody sits down. Blow the roof off this place. Here to get it started. Please welcome 50 Cent. Let's go, brother.
Vegas hopes 50 Cent is their version of a Lucky Looney. Tickets, by the way, in the secondary market for this game, higher than for Adele, who's in residence here because the Cup is in the building. Game 5, it's a raucous fortress, and what a gesture from Bruce Cassidy. He starts 5 of the original 6 Vegas Golden Knights here tonight.
Yeah, not lost on any of those players as well. Just a great move by Cassidy, another great motivator.
Hi, everybody. Along with Ray Fro, I'm James Cebulski. Welcome to Las Vegas. The Golden Knights are in a position that pretty much every kid that plays sports dreams of winning a championship here, Ray.
And when you talk to any player, they say the toughest part of a game like this is not to think about the championship, but to stay focused on the game.
Great energy both inside and outside the arena tonight as we are just moments away now from puck drop. The quest for Lord Stanley's mug continues right here tonight, and we are underway. Takes the shot, denies him with the save. Good reach to the stick to knock the puck away. Takes a slap shot from the point, under siege, and finally grabs that one and covers up for a whistle.
Kachuk's got that it's tricky zone ability, which is when he uses unconventional moves to create chances. Eichel's the full package when it comes to skating and shooting at the same time. His make-it-snappy zone ability makes his shots so hard to catch up to. Look out for one of these players to be a big factor in tonight's game. James and Ray, back to you. Eichel's got that quick release when he shoots while in motion, guys. That's his make-it-snappy zone ability, and he can fire pucks past goalies before they can even catch up to the shot.
The Panthers will play it in their own end. Florida's on the attack. Quick pass to Ekblad. Taken by Hornqvist. Up to the challenge as he gets his pad on it. Here they come on the attack. Forsling's got the puck in his own zone. They go on the attack from the left side. And tries to make a diagonal pass to Tkachuk. And that's knocked away by Eichel. Across the line from center. Slides the puck down low. Picked off by Forsling. Hornqvist's got it along the boards. Unloads a shot! And the lane's clogged up blocking that. Oh, huge open ice hit. The Golden Knights move it in. Puts it on net. Oh, how did he get a piece of that? We haven't even hit the midway mark of the period. Still looking for our first goal. Vegas takes possession off the draw. Denies him, he got all of it. Picked up along the wall by Carlson. Quick feed to Reinhart. Receives the pass. Pokes it away in his own end. Turns on the burners here on the play, and they're going to wave it off.
Yeah, great effort to get down the ice. Man, he doesn't give up on this play and kills the icing call that would have brought the faceoff back to their zone.
The Golden Knights will play it from the defensive zone. Great use of the stick in the defensive end by Verhaeghe. Takes the pass as he banks it off the wall. Moves it to Reinhardt. Picked off by Kessel. Along the right side into the offensive zone. Florida's gained possession along the boards. And the puck's knocked loose. They try to maintain possession inside the defensive zone. Can't connect on the pass. The Golden Knights gain control of the puck. The Panthers have it from their own end. Through center. Oh, great play to use the wall handling the pass. And he takes a shot off a stick. Wasp picking up steam. Looks to get the puck over to Whitecloud. From the right side, they gain the zone. Here's a chance. That's a textbook save by Bobrovsky. And the goalie covers up for the whistle. Officials getting ready to drop the puck. Puck possession so key in today's game. The Golden Knights win the faceoff. Snaps it onto the net. And now it's grabbed by Ekblad. Rips it from the blue line. That concludes the first period. Really, both teams still filling each other out here as we are still scoreless.
If you want to show us your accuracy, register now for our Shoot to Win contest. For $1 we'll shoot a puck from center ice to try and win.
Both teams heading down the tunnels. We'll take a quick breath ourselves and be back for the second period. Period number 2 seems ready to go. The teams are set. My broadcast partner, Ray Ferraro, is also set. Let's do this. Still no goals in this one. We'll see if that changes here as period number 2 is underway. 1 period already in the books. Ray, how have you seen this thing?
Can't be too surprised this game's scoreless. There's been very few shots on goal. No pace to it. It was really a sloppy, boring period.
They fight for it along the boards. Florida's got a hold of it along the wall. Gaining momentum along the wing. And that's knocked away in the defensive end by Marchessault. And there's the save. Oh, they do it again.
He's right on it. 2 consecutive saves. Tough ones at that.
Here's a chance behind the net. With the stop. And the officials waving off icing here. There's another for the hit parade. Handles the puck and makes the save. Florida's got a hold of the puck. From the left side, they gain the zone. Driving right to the front. Stopped by the goaltender. Moves it quickly over to Marchessault. The Panthers have it now. Moves the puck inside the offensive zone. Lets it fly. Can't get it to go. And the puck leaves the offensive end. They'll be forced to do it over from center. Still lots of time left here in this frame. Still scoreless in this one. Nice job tying up his opponent. And they won't connect on that one. Now over to Stevenson. And that's a smart heads-up play by Reinhardt. From center, they get into the attacking area. The Golden Knights get a hold of the puck in their own end. Here's a short pass to Stevenson. Taken along the wall by Carlson. The Panthers have a hold of it in the defensive zone. Working the puck deep inside their own end. Along the side, here they come through the neutral zone. Long reach breaks up the momentum. Florida's got a hold of the puck now. Back to the point it goes. Poked away in the defensive end. And that pass can't connect. Gaining momentum in the offensive end. And that doesn't exactly go tape to tape. Slides it on over to Luosterainen. And now he moves it to Reinhart. That's some smart heads-up defensive play by Smith. Vegas plays it against the boards. Lets it go. And he makes the save. Here's a chance. Fires the wrist shot. Oh, there's one more.
Quick reflexes. You make one, you make two stops before the puck is cleared away.
Maintains possession. Oh, that's gotta hurt. What a play. The Panthers gain possession in their own end. Looks to pass it to Luosterainen. Broken up in the neutral zone by Kolesar. There's the end of period number 2. It's been all about the goaltenders tonight as we are still scoreless. The third period is just around the corner. Ray and I will bring you all the action in a moment. And they are ready to drop the puck on period number 3. Still looking for the game's first goal as we are now underway here in this third period. Stone's got it in the offensive zone. The Panthers scoop it up along the boards. Here they come up along the wing. The Panthers have it from the corner. Quick pass to Ekblad. Here he is in close. Glove save.
Sometimes you make a good shot and you just get beaten by the goaltender. I'd say that's one that you put in that category.
And the linesman calls icing on the play. Still plenty of time left in this frame. We've still got zeros on the board. Vegas takes possession off the draw.
This will help them get out of the zone and rest their players.
The Panthers move the puck in the defensive zone. And that's broken up. Quick feed to Forsling. Vegas has possession of it now. Scores! The captain comes through!
I don't know if this is the hardest shot ever, but this is a quick release. Beats the goalie low glove side.
Vegas with an all-important lead here now in the third.
This game is not going to spread out. It's been too closely played throughout the first 40 minutes and into the third.
Takes a shot, and he comes up with it. And he slides it quickly to Theodore. Petrangelo's got the puck. Moves it to Stevenson. And that one's turned away. Bobrovsky's going to cover it up. He's been busy tonight, Ray.
And been good. A lot of times you get busy and worn down. I think that's why you jump on it, freeze it in a close game. Hornquist made this part of his game. He levels his opponent here.
Getting closer to the halfway point of this frame, the Golden Knights have taken a 1-0 lead. Reinhart's won the draw deep in the defensive zone. Florida's moving it along the wing. The Panthers played along the wing. The Golden Knights gain possession. Vegas tries to break out from their own end. They go on the attack through center. They've got numbers here. Oh, gets a little piece of it and keeps it out of the net. The officials are in position, and both teams are getting ready as they get set for another face-off here. Carlson's won the draw here in the offensive zone. Right in front! Scores!
They score back-to-back goals. They stay aggressive after getting the first one. They tack another one on here. Once he sees the open player, he's going to zip that puck. His firm, crisp passes are easy to handle.
Reinhardt's one possession. Verhaeghe's got it along the wing. Vegas gains a hold of possession. Carlson's moving the puck through his own zone. Here's a shot. What a save by Bobrovsky. Moves it quickly over to Kessel. And that one's broken up by a great defensive play. With possession along the wall. Almost lost the puck, but hangs on here as play continues. Takes the feed at the back end. Denied by the goaltender. Puck grabbed by Carlson. Florida's got possession of the puck. The Golden Knights have the puck now. Florida's got possession here in the offensive zone. Sends it out right in front, and that's broken up. Great poke check on the reach. Grabbed along the boards by Theodore. Puck moved over to Stevenson. Oh, what a close save by Bobrovsky. And the goaltender grabs that one for a whistle to try to slow things down here.
That's a pretty good scoring chance. That's a chance the shooter thinks might go in, but the goalie turns it aside.
Who had the better night? Carlin is standing by.
Tkachuk's gone to work, guys, and even though he hasn't been rewarded with a point, I've liked how he's played his game better.
Makes it look easy with the stop. Here he is in front, and that one's broken up. Coming down the left wing and into the zone. A little dipsy doodle, and he loses possession of the puck.
Tkachuk's got the green light to try this move almost anywhere on the ice. The coaches have great faith in his ability, but he just can't complete it.
Under a minute to go in the third. And it's a quick pass to Montour. Shot! Stopped by the goaltender. The Golden Knights have it now. Slides the puck over. And that's off a stick. Smith's got it into a shot at the empty net. And there it is. Empty netter.
That'll seal it up. Pretty easy one right there for him to cash in. Oh, now you got a couple of goal lead here with the empty netter. That should be enough to put this away.
The centermen glide into position. And play resumes as the puck is dropped. Wrist shot from the slot, and puts it anywhere but the way he wanted it to go.
Most dangerous place on the ice, and he can't capitalize.
The Panthers played along the boards. Vegas moves it ahead. Have you met Lord Stanley? Well, you're about to here, as they are about to win. Score!
James, he might as well put both goalies in the other net there. That's 4 in a row for them. This is the default move for the goaltender here. It's like every shot he drops into the butterfly. He gets beaten clean here.
It has happened in Vegas. The Cup's going to stay in Vegas. And for the first time, the Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions. The 6-year mission has been accomplished.
Incredible, isn't it? To a man, the 6 original players, the head coach who lost in his only battle. This was all about a second opportunity, and you see the end result. Always hard to see the difference between winning and losing, and the faces at one end watching the other.
Well, Bruce Cassidy saying earlier today, if we don't allow a 6-on-5, we win in a sweep, but if they scored on us 6-on-5 in game 4, it might be tied at 2 apiece. So the margins were a little slimmer than a 9-3 score would indicate tonight.
No question.
And now Mark Stone leads the victorious Golden Knights into the handshake line against a game but outmatched Panther team here in this final.
Yeah, mutual respect between captains there as Barkov and Stone.
There's Sean Burke.
Oh, what a great moment that is.
Recommended Aiden Hill as a target to be acquired, and what a huge part of this whole story that turns out to be.
You never know what decision is the one that's going to make the difference. And that one, what a storyline that ends up being, with Hill coming in and really coming into the rescue.
Bruce Cassidy wins his first after being on the other side of this handshake line back in 2019.
Yeah, he was pretty candid today, wasn't he, about even up 3-1, you just never take for granted. You know the feeling of not being able to get it home. But his team took over in the second period. You remember this game as when the Knights got skating and got going, they were just too much.
A great playoff for Sergei Bobrovsky for 2 rounds. As good a goaltending as we've seen in the Stanley Cup, but a guy who came in with all kinds of question marks in Game 3 against Edmonton answered everything in this series.
Just ahead of where Hill was with Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky showing respect for Hill, but he also had a nice little talk with Jonathan Quick. The experience of Quick in this lineup, not on the ice, but was great as well.
Let's go down to ice level. Here's Kyle.
Alongside Mark Stone, Chris. Mark, you are as emotional as they come when it comes to moments of joy. So what's running through you right now?
I'm surprisingly pretty calm right now, but listen to this. Listen to this right now. It's unbelievable. These fans have been unbelievable since day 1 of the program here. So, I mean, I can't put words to describe it. You know, there's 6 guys who have been here since day 1 creating this culture. I mean, and now we got a Stanley Cup in Las Vegas. I can't believe I'm doing it with this group of guys. It's so special. It's unbelievable.
How would you describe how a 6th-round draft pick, and I know Kelly McCrimmon had a big hole in that too, but a 6th-round draft pick becoming a captain of a Stanley Cup champion and a hat trick in the clincher?
This team's built to win. It's not just one guy. Somebody's got to step up every night, and we had somebody do that every game that we won on this way. You can name 25 guys that played for us in this playoff. Probably 30 throughout the season. Everybody has a piece of this puzzle. It's unbelievable. I don't know what to say. It's coming here and city welcoming everybody here and embracing this team. I can't even describe it.
You've earned every bit of it, Mark. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Chris.
Need to have that moment with Kelly McCrimmon, because Mark Stone was his captain with the Brandon Wheat Kings and brought him here. And they didn't immediately name a captain in Vegas. They waited for things to develop, but it became clear who the emotional leader was, and he was in spades tonight.
Look at the originals as well, just how the emotions are running. When Kelly McCrimmon came out too, he and Jack Eichel had a pretty big bear hug. You talk about a leap of faith for McCrimmon with Eichel getting the surgery that he had as well.
What a playoff for Jack Eichel, his first. Questions about his back or neck and that very serious surgery, but also questions, could he take a team and lead it in the playoffs? Well, in his very first playoff, 26 points and more assists than anybody else.
And there was Laurent Brossoit, who, as I said, started this playoff, went 5-2 and went down to injury against the Edmonton Oilers, and that opened the door for Adin Hill. What a year of goaltending with really 5 guys. Thompson with 21 wins and an all-star performance to start things off.
They've got a bunch with pads on the ice right now, and in March they had 4 goaltenders win 4 consecutive games. That's never happened before. They had Hill, Brossoit, Logan Thompson, and Jonathan Quick. And outside, more neon and the greatest moment in the history of the franchise and in the young life of Jack Eichel. Alex Petrangelo's been here before.
Yeah, I tell you, the bond between teammates when you win is forever. And you could see it in the moment now, but I can tell you, you run into a former teammate that was a part of this, and it feels like time stands still.
Well, an interesting votes ahead. I don't think anybody's going to be sweating it on the Golden Knights because they're only interested in the big trophy.
Lots of good options.
Who will be the Conn Smythe Trophy winner?
Yeah, lots of good options. And like you said, some performances tonight that might have swayed them one way or another, with Eichel with the big night assist-wise and Stone with the hat trick.
Just completing the setup, moments away from finding out the Conn Smythe Trophy winner. Marchessault certainly made his case, didn't he?
What a great moment there, though, too. Right from the get-go, Marchessault, the emotion in his eyes.
Discarded by the Panthers.
Yeah, no, and then to have it against the Panthers as well is probably a little bit more special, but nonetheless, what a playoff he's had.
One of the misfits who became can't miss. And although we didn't see him in this series, we've been told what an impact Jonathan Quick's made, and if this is a swan song, it's pretty good one for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, part of it is working so hard in practice for the guys who aren't playing, or allowing the goaltender who is to get the rest that he needs, and just the growth. There's Mr. Foley. What an exciting time for him. You think of the 6-year plan. Well, you accomplished it. You called it, and your team came through for you.
And there again, Sean Burke, who knows his way around winning teams. Logan Thompson, who was at the All-Star game, and because of injury, we couldn't see him in these playoffs. Now the first order of business now will be the presentation of the Conn Smythe Trophy. Next voice you hear will be public address announcer Bruce Cusick. They need a recount. We await anxiously, and we're told we are ready. And here is Bruce.
Please direct your attention to the ice for the presentation of the Conn Smythe Trophy to the most valuable player of the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Vegas, you certainly know how to throw a party. What's going on inside this arena and outside is incredible and a testament to what a great hockey market this is. Let's congratulate the Florida Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights on great seasons. The Conn Smythe Trophy goes to the most valuable player in the playoffs. This player, second in scoring in the playoffs, tied for first for goals, and an original Golden Knight, Jonathan Marchessault.
Well, it's fitting that a misfit would win the first Conn Smythe Trophy for Vegas. A guy described as just fiercely competitive, and we saw plenty of evidence of that. And now, the moment everybody has been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stanley Cup!
Bill Foley had the vision, the creativity, and the audacity to bring the first Major League team to Las Vegas. And then he said, we're going to win the Stanley Cup in 6 years. What has happened here has been simply incredible. Not only is Vegas a hockey town, it's a championship town. Congratulations to George McPhee, Kelly McCrimmon, Bruce Cassidy, and most important, the players on your Vegas Golden Knights. Mark Stone, our tradition for this 130-year-old trophy is to present it to the captain.
Congratulations, 3 goals tonight, a Stanley Cup etched in stone. And the first handoff, I think we're going to see 6 handoffs in a row. There's Riley Smith. Another former Panther. And they're cheering in Liverpool tonight. Next up, the Conn Smythe Trophy winner.
Kelly McCrimmon said at the start of this Stanley Cup, Jonathan Marchessault somehow scores the big goals in the biggest games when we need it most.
William Karlsson had a brilliant first year offensively, but he became, well, Bruce Cassidy compared him to Patrice Bergeron. His tremendous defensive ability playing against Connor McDavid, Rupe Hintz, Mark Scheifele. Brandon McNabb knows the feeling.
It doesn't get old, and amazing how light a trophy with such weight can feel in this moment.
Cup winner of Los Angeles, and he'll hand it off to another of the originals, Shea Theodore. And they're cheering in Aldergrove, BC tonight. And the 6th member of the original team, and a guy who led them in game-winning goals this year, William Carrier.
Yeah, what a great year for Carrier. Another just glue guy within the locker room and on the ice. Another acquisition. Guy who's done it before.
He's got 2. Of course, he's got triplets at home, so he
got
needs
one more.
more.
Got one more coming.
And how about Alec Martinez? 9th anniversary of that unforgettable overtime Stanley Cup winner, and he does it again tonight. 3 cups for Alec Martinez.
Former teammates reunited again. What a special moment that is to pass the cup back on to Jonathan Quick. What an incredible run he had in Los Angeles, a former Conn Smythe Trophy winner as well.
What a curtain call for him. And now a guy who won in this building where they weren't cheering as loud as they are tonight, Chandler Stevenson. Took a cup back to Humboldt in 2018. And it's going back to Saskatchewan again. And for the first time, Jack Eichel is a Stanley Cup winner. And he's every bit the star player that I think people expected when he was picked number 2 overall. Back to the ice, and here again, Kyle.
Yeah, alongside Riley Smith. Riley, did you know the captain was giving you the first handoff?
Yeah, he tipped me off right at the end there, so that's an amazing moment. It's an amazing feeling to share it with these guys. There's no one else I'd want to go through this journey with.
You said your life has changed a lot the last 6 years here in Vegas. What does this city come to mean to you?
It's unbelievable. They've welcomed me and my family since day one. This is home now for me, so it's been unbelievable. I can't thank the community and the fan base enough.
You mentioned home. The youngest of 3 brothers, all excelled in athletics. Of course, Brendan played in the NHL as well. What was it about the Smith household that provided athletic excellence?
Just great parenting. They put in so many hours to give us opportunities to be where we are today. Can't thank them enough, and couldn't be more proud to have them in the stands tonight watching.
Congratulations. Chris.
5 goals in 2 Stanley Cup finals. Look who's hoisting the cup for the 3rd time. Phil Kessel, the Iron Man, played every game in the regular season, but lost an opportunity to play in the playoffs in the first round. He hands it off to Keegan Colasar, another one of the Manitobans, and there's so many. I'm surprised Scott Oak's not down there waiting to lift the cup.
And how about Zach Whitecloud? What a moment this is as well. What a great series and a great playoff he's had.
Another great moment for another Manitoban as we join David and Elliot.
Alongside Alex Pietrangelo, not 1 but 2-time Stanley Cup winner. They brought you in specifically for this moment to solidify this team. Now that it's come to fruition, what does this all mean to you?
I mean, the first one feels special, but this one feels pretty damn special too. I mean, it's a hell of a team. I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun coming to work every day with these guys. It's a hell of a year for us too. I mean, see my baby girls and be able to sit in that cup again, it's pretty special.
I wanted to ask you about the Misfits, starting them tonight. They all touched the cup first. Just what's it mean to the group to see them celebrate?
Oh, we don't get here without them, right? I mean, you know, Bill had a vision. Those guys started off the right way. they were competitive from day one. And Kelly and George just kept building the team from there. And credit to them, credit to Bill, credit to the Misfits, and they kept this team going. Here we are.
Alex, it's been 30 years since the Canadian-based teams won the Cup, but this Vegas team is filled with Canadians like yourself. Is there a bit of a Canadian vibe on this team, knowing how much the Cup means to you as a kid growing up, and now here you are?
Well, I mean, that doesn't matter where you live. These are the moments you play for, right? And you play for the joy of sharing this thing with your friends and your family, and you go through a long year with your teammates, and it's the right way to finish it off.
Alex, congratulations.
All right, thanks, guys.
So one of your defensive partners, Shea Theodore, now with Kyle.
Yes, David, thank you. So you've been looking up at the video board here the last while. What's been going through your mind?
It's awesome. It's unbelievable. I can't even imagine we're here, but I'm just so proud of everyone.
The way this night started, 5 of the original Misfits to kick off the game. How did that set the tone for what this night has become?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome of Bruce to do that for us, and definitely a nervous shift, that's for sure, but we got it under control.
Just wondering, a couple years ago you battled cancer, you got through it, you're playing again. The dose of perspective that gave you, I wonder how that all plays a role in your life now.
It's unbelievable. Definitely grateful for every day, and especially for a day like today.
Awesome. Back in Aldergrove, who do you think of a moment like this?
I mean, my family's here, so it's pretty special to have them here for it, and I think I'm definitely looking forward to bringing the Cup back home.
Great, and I'm sure they're excited for it. Jay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Chris.
There's Teddy Bluger. Is pretty good indication of the depth of this team. He was a key player earlier in the playoffs. He was the first guy on the ice at the skate yesterday, just staying ready in case.
Well, that's what Captain Mark Stone was saying. The 25 guys who played throughout this playoffs, the 30+ that got through the regular season. It takes a little bit of everyone to get the journey. How about this floor?
A year ago in Boston, it was 1 year ago tomorrow. He was hired by the Vegas Golden Knights for this purpose. And one of his first hires, going to get in the hands of the owner here. It's time for Bill Foley, who got the ball rolling. And Kelly McCrimmon will put it all together.
Well, the guys behind the scenes rarely get this moment, and what a moment for the owner handing it off here.
Bill's done some heavy lifting for 6 years now. Let's go back to David and Elliott.
What a journey. What a journey. Put it into words.
It's hard to now. It's hard to come up with something. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. We had a pretty good run there, and I just love those guys in that room, and so happy to be here. And we battled through the playoffs. I just give everyone so much credit, management, ownership, the whole organization. It's a really special organization, and I just feel blessed to be a part of it.
Jack, what about your personal journey? I mean, there was probably doubt sometimes that crept in. You would maybe never get this opportunity. It's here, you've done it. What does this mean to you? What gave you the strength?
A lot of adversity. But, coming here and being with these guys every day, it really changed my outlook on a lot of things, and I started to really enjoy coming to the rink again, and obviously got my health back, and I can't give the Knights, the entire organization, enough credit for allowing me to come in here, get a surgery and get back out, and we just have an unbelievable group of guys in that room that really, really care about each other. And when you're going on a run like this, it's hard to process what's going on while it's happening, but when that thing comes out of there, it's a pretty special feeling.
Congratulations, Jack.
Thank you.
Kyle.
Thank you, David. Alongside Jonathan Marchessault, and Jack Eichel was just talking about the dynamic in the room. As someone who has been here from day one, how would you describe how this has all come together here?
I mean, the first year was an unbelievable group, but I mean, the past 2 years we wanted to get back to that, and this year I've never had so much fun in my life, honestly. All the guys in the locker room, everybody stepping in at the right time. Honestly, it's the most proud group I ever had, and so happy what we've done this year.
You were saying, you know, since you were 12 years old, you had people doubting you. So to get to this stage now, a Conn Smythe Trophy winner and Stanley Cup champion, how did you do it?
I mean, that's just a surreal feeling. It's a tough trophy to have, honestly, and honestly, all of us were winners, and yeah, that other trophy is great, but I mean, to get here and get the Stanley Cup, you need the whole organization to be great, and it could have went to any one of those guys, so just happy to be part of it.
What kind of party is the city in for?
I don't know, but a big one probably. You gotta think so, right?
Right. I would hope so, Jonathan. Congratulations. I think the photo's coming up here.
Thank you.
Chris.
Don't want to miss the photo, and they are just going through the support staff, the trainers, the athletic therapists, and you know better than anybody how important they are to a championship team.
Well, they're players, they're partners, they're brothers, they're family. I mean, they do more than the players could ever imagine having to do. They make sure that the players get everything they need to get to the level, and it is such a special bond. And you know, every player is standing around and watching and cheering and clapping as the cup goes up and gets passed along with them.
Well, before they take the picture, just a story about Jack Eichel, because when Bruce Cassidy first met him, he said, how can I help you be better? How can you help me be better? And they certainly found the right formula.
And it is about patience, isn't it? It doesn't always happen immediately, and you even mentioned the combination of that line that finally came together and played such a big role. I don't know if you could see on camera, but when Marchessault was awarded the Conn Smythe, it was Eichel and he that were hugging each other first. Jack Eichel went right to him and made sure he let him know.
Giles with Bruce Cassidy.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, Bruce, Coldry Avenue in Ottawa, that's where you won your Stanley Cup as a kid, but to do it here in Vegas, how do you put it into words?
1301A, I'll never forget that address, even though it was 30 years ago or 40 years ago, but it's hard to put in words, let's face it. I mean, it's just a great feeling. Lots happened in the last year for me and my family, but what a way to finish it off.
Well, you mentioned the last year, so tomorrow is 1 year since you were hired here in Vegas, and you were said, you know, you had the Bruin logo tattooed on you effectively, Bruce, so how do you describe what this last year has been like?
Well, I got another one tattooed on me now, don't I? So it's great to be in this club. You know, you're a winner forever now. They can't kick you out, so it's a hell of a feeling.
What stands out about the journey, player and coach?
You know what, right now, I don't have one thing in mind. It's just a terrific group of guys. I mean, I think we went through our ups and downs as the year went on and started building something in training camp, and here we are. And you know what? I thought we earned every step of the way. The series we won, I thought we played as the better team, so good for us.
Bruce, congratulations. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much.
Chris.
On the public address system here, Bill Foley was being interviewed, and he said, it's not over. We have to do it again. We have to do it again. So
already thinking about the next time. Well, the fans have stayed around, as you can imagine. Pretty special to be able to have won here on home ice in front of your home crowd.
More than a few Elvises have not left the building here tonight, and you could see the throng outside. And they've been there since, what, 2 o'clock?
Yeah, it's been just an amazing presence out there. And the payoff is what happened in here. You know, this is a moment that sometimes can get away from you. And you mentioned not a lot of teams have been able to win their first chance and get that chance to hoist it, as opposed to getting on a plane tomorrow and going back to Florida. So credit to Cassidy and his team that they just bent a little bit in the second and then just took off. That stretch of about 10 minutes in the second period will go down as a big reason why this thing ended here tonight.
all winning teams are a family, and this one is particularly tight because they all live in this same area in Summerlin, most of them, and the outskirts of the Vegas Strip. Right back to David and Elliott.
And your uncle.
All right, and we have Zach Whitecloud. Sioux Valley, Dakota Nation would be very proud, and this must be just a special moment. You must be thinking of them right now.
Yeah, I said in the last interview, I said it's not, there's so many people that help all of us get to this point in our lives, right? And, you know, obviously, first and foremost, our parents for the money, the effort, the sacrifices, and the days when they didn't want to take us to the rink. And as you said, my grandma was one of the ones, my auntie taking me to the rink, my dad, and it's unbelievable.
Now, we showed the watch party tonight during the broadcast, so they're watching. What would you say to everybody right now?
Thank you for the support. The unwavering support consistently, as you know, I've gone throughout hockey in my travels, and I'm thankful for everyone at home for following along and being a part of the journey, and no, just proud of my heritage, proud of my culture, and proud of where I come from.
Finally, Zach, you say you take pride in being a role model. Hey, they're doing a little, I don't want you to miss this. Yeah, I didn't want him to miss that. I'll send it back to you.
Good call, David. Going to take a victory lap first, and so they should, because everybody's remained in the building. Just got to make sure he doesn't trip over any flamingos.
Exactly, they're all over it. You talked about sharing with teammates too. I ran into Wayne Gretzky in the hallway before this game, and this moment for me is the most special moment of my Stanley Cup experience with your teammates. It's a picture that just lasts forever and such a special moment to have.
Make sure everybody's got a spot, including the boss, who's going to move into the front. Picture perfect. And without incident, nobody dropped the cup this year.
Mark Stone was pretty cautious getting in there after seeing what happened last year.
Down there. I'm seeing guys that can't believe they finally won. Guys that have been at it a long time, guys that have been at it just a few years, but they are together Stanley Cup champions.
You know, in a moment like this, Ray, you've been around this game for decades. Who comes to mind when you look at all the guys jumping out on the ice celebrating right now? Who do you think of in these moments?
Well, for me, it was Bobby Orr and his famous picture flying through the air against the St. Louis Blues. That's the one that always comes to mind, the most iconic photo, I believe, in the Stanley Cup Finals in the history of the game.
You can sense that anticipation to hoist the cup, but a pretty respectful moment here, Razor.
The fact of the matter is everybody has lost way more than they've won. And so even though you're on the winning side, you know what everybody else is feeling.
There he is, the best player of the postseason. What a run, and there's your Conn Smythe winner.
You go up, you get congratulations, you get the trophy, but you really want to be back with your teammates as quick as you can.
Well, this is the perks of being one of the leaders here. You get to collect the Stanley Cup first.
Yes, but I think the most important thing is these guys will be tied together forever. Their names will be on that trophy. They'll have reunions, and it won't be who held it first. It'll be that we all
okay, Ray. Dibs are okay.
Sure, but it's not going to matter in 10 seconds.
Oh, they get to take the tour with the championship. I can't even imagine what that feeling must be like.
What an amazing accomplishment to win, and it must be such relief to get your hands on the trophy, to realize this is it. This is what I played for.
The ceremonial team picture, I still think of Brian Trottier with the Penguins sprawled out after all those years as a veteran.
So hard to get to.
Yeah.
He was so pumped, even though he'd won 4 other ones with the Islanders.
say it all the time, we're fighting for inches all the time, but we're fighting for each other.
We set the tone. Right from the first puck drop.
Leave nothing to chance here today.
You don't send a team home from the summer unless you're willing to pay a price.
This is where we want to be. Believe it, live it, go after it. Let's go get this thing. Time to be a hero.
If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell.
Come on, boys. Here we go.
Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet, you know that ghost is me, and I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale the thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstore sells. When you reach the part where the heartaches come, the hero would be me.
Cowboy kid.
Heroes often fail. You won't read that book again because the ending's just too hard to take.
Tavares coming out in front, shot, scores! And the Maple Leafs have broken the 19-year curse.
Verhaeghe shooting, he scores! Carter Verhaeghe! The Panthers have done it! They've stunned the Boston Bruins!
I'd walk away like a movie star who gets burned in a three-way sprint. Into number 2, a movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out in me. Now, let's be real. Never thought I could act this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone, and I just can't get it back.
Cousins scores! It's a series winner for Nick Cousins!
If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. The story
Kachuk out in front, scores! It's a series winner!
It's a lifetime of work to get to this. And there's something so much more important. Beyond, it's actually not the trophy, it's the time we're going to spend together. It's going to be the best time of our lives.
If you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feeling that you have. Never thought I could feel this way, and I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone, and I just can't get it back.
It has happened in Vegas. The Cup's gonna stay in Vegas. And for the first time, the Golden Knights are Stanley Cup champions.